And we begin with what I would call maybe the most consequential Senate debate that I have seen in my life, and certainly the worst performance that I have ever seen put forward by a statewide candidate in a debate in my life. And that, of course, I'm talking about John Fetterman versus Dr. Oz last night in Pennsylvania. I watched it happen live. My jaw dropped after the first 5 minutes. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. From the moment he opened his mouth, John Fetterman made it clear that he does not have the ability to be a senator in the United States right now. Now, look, I hope John Fetterman gets well. I hope he recovers from his illness, from his stroke. If in 6 years he can run for the Senate again, good for him. But right now, what we witnessed was one of the most shameful cover-ups in American political history. Because remember, John Fetterman had this stroke on the Friday before the Democrat primary. He nearly died. He and his staff hid everything from Democrat primary voters, allowed him to win the primary, when, let's be honest, Democrats should be mad about this too, because if people had known about this health status, they very well may not have voted for him, and the Democrats could have put forward a better candidate. But Dr. Oz and John Fetterman are on the stage, but then they hide Fetterman for months, refuse to release full medical records. They still haven't done it. Only allow one debate to occur. Wait to allow that debate to occur until people have already started sending in their votes. And then Fetterman had the worst debate in political history, at least that I've seen. 5 minutes in, if you had to turn this into a boxing match, they would have thrown in the white towel and not allowed it to continue. Honest Democrats are acknowledging that this was a debacle. Dishonest Democrats and their cohorts in the media are immediately saying, well, how in the world could you attack him? He had it. Look, I wish he hadn't had a stroke, okay? I've been saying for a long time Dr. Oz is right on all the issues, and John Fetterman is wrong on all the issues, even notwithstanding the health-related concerns. But talking is a big deal when you're a United States senator. If I couldn't talk, I couldn't do my job. That wouldn't be my employer on radio being unfair to me. Talking is my job. If I suddenly couldn't put thoughts together, if I couldn't string words and sentences together in a coherent fashion, then I would get fired. I wouldn't be able to do my job. Take it outside of speaking. If you were picking a relay team and one of your relay team members had a broken leg, it wouldn't be ableist of you to say, hey, guy with the broken leg, we're going to go with somebody without a broken leg because they can actually do the job. John Fetterman is not physically able to do this job, and his wife should be ashamed for covering for him. The entire Pennsylvania Democrat Party should be ashamed. They had months to put in a new candidate. They had months to find someone else to fill this role, and instead they trotted him out there, and it was a massacre. I felt bad for him. And it was so disqualifying that you guys know I like to follow the gambling odds. The minute that this story came out, the minute that this debate started, money started to pour in on Dr. Oz. And Dr. Oz is now, as we are speaking, a massive favorite in the gambling markets because of the extreme dishonesty. The bar was low for John Fetterman. If he had just been mediocre, it would have been acceptable. Right now, it was nearly a dead heat in the Pennsylvania Senate race. The way that you bet on Predict It, you get $1 if you're right. So the warrants basically sell for different amounts. Right now, Dr. Oz is 68 cents on that dollar. It's the highest he's ever been in this race, and the money continues to pour in. All you have to do is go look at the last 24 hours, and it has been everybody selling on their Dr. Oz stock. Sorry, buying on Dr. Oz, selling on Fetterman. It's just a disgrace. And Democrats have only themselves to blame. And if you are in the media, remember when Giselle Fetterman, the wife of John Fetterman, came out and demanded an apology from an NBC News reporter who said that John Fetterman wasn't able to carry on a conversation with her. And then all these blue check journos hopped in line and joined her and said, oh, yeah, he's doing great. He's fine. You can never trust any of these people again. And it's one thing if you're an activist and you just want to admit, hey, I'm in the tank for Democrats. I'm going to spin whatever direction they need me to spin. I'm not pretending that I'm an unbiased journalist. But a lot of these people who've been carrying water for Fetterman try to claim that they are unbiased journalists. They are liars. And that debate blew up in their face and proved how much of liars there were. And look, the New York Times, the Philadelphia Inquirer, lots of these places out there still tried to cover up what happened in this debate. I would just encourage you to go watch the whole thing for yourself. If you are out there and you are like, hey, I don't trust anybody else to give me their perceptions of what happened in that debate, I want to see it for myself. I don't want to watch minute-long clips. I don't want to watch 30-second clips. I totally understand. I like to form my own opinions by watching things myself. Go watch it. Go on YouTube, type in Fetterman Oz debate, sit and watch the entire hour, just like I did. And if you come away with any opinion other than, my goodness, that is the worst debate performance I have ever seen from anyone in my life, I got to be honest with you. I think you are hyper-partisan. I think you're not being honest. And that is why I think watching these debates can be so important. It's also why I think Democrats had such an awful night.